Yeah. Rich, there's no way we could hook a mic up to this. Like one of
line in? That's not a tip. Right? Do you even have a line in? What? Or is it just USB?
Probably just USB.
It is.
And the headphone jack won't even work.
Does the MacBook Pro have one? The older version.
No, there's James. I don't know what to say. Oh, I asked him. I unplugged it, so I don't know how.
Oh yeah, it's gonna die.
Are you with HubSpot? You're with HubSpot.
I'm.
Hi, Randy Clark.
Yeah, there's 8 people, so I'm the one that took off next.
Oh,
Go get yourself.
So last round was but everybody started.
All right, let's get started. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to this FSHAREX Founder Share Exchange event. My name is Kathy Kogo, and I'm one of the organizers of FSHAREX. FSHAREX is a nonprofit organization devoted to support Asian startups in the Boston and San Francisco area, and we host monthly meetups with a themed topic to help big startups. So this month we're having free and cheap resources for startups, and we're honored to have 3 speakers for this event. The first one is James Stone. James Stone is the director of HubSpot's Jumpstart program. And you want to?
Yeah, I'll hop right in.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. So just to give you a little bit of an idea, so I direct this program called Jumpstart at HubSpot. I'll get into a little bit more what it's all about and what HubSpot is in case you guys don't know about it. But the reason why I'm presenting today is the program was primarily developed for seed stage, early stage startups. It's very inexpensive and will enable you guys to really get going with internet marketing very early on in development. So a little bit about HubSpot. You guys aren't aware of our business. We're over in Cambridge. We've been around since '06, and we're not really a startup ourselves anymore. I've been there now for about 4 years, so these numbers have, of course, changed a little bit since I've been there. Now up to over about 850 employees, 12,000 clients, pretty well recognized in the area. And just to give you a sense, HubSpot is an inbound marketing software that combines software, education, and consulting to help any type of business really market online. So this phrase inbound marketing, if you've ever heard about it, was actually coined by HubSpot. It's the notion of how to really leverage your website, your content, to help generate more leads for your business. Really sort of set the playing field even and enable you to really generate more quality leads and clients through your online presence. So we sort of look at HubSpot as it helps you generate more attractive visitors to your site, typically through blogging, social media, SEO, then helping you convert more of your visitors into leads, and then helping you also close out clients using your website. So really, just a little bit more background. I mean, if you guys aren't aware of HubSpot, we have been ranked time and again as the #1 marketing solution out there by actual users of marketing software. So this is anywhere from one-person shops to enterprise clients. They consistently rank HubSpot as #1. And so a lot of the times, at least when I've been in HubSpot, so I've been there for about 4 years, I've found that a lot of startups love HubSpot, but they can't use it. It's typically too expensive. And so as an alternative, a lot of startups will actually, and I think probably many of you, if your founders of early stage companies will agree, usually a lot of these things are very fragmented. You'll use a tool for maybe SEO, another one for email, another one for social media. None of them really, I think, link up together, and they'll typically be very expensive. And as you can see here at the sort of above, it doesn't provide sort of this whole picture. Where are my leads coming from, or where are my clients coming from? And what I've found is that HubSpot does bring this all together, but unfortunately, startups never could afford HubSpot. It's usually around $10,000 to $40,000 a year. Just would never really work out. So what I did is at HubSpot, along with some of our management team, we put together a program called the Jumpstart program that enables startups to get started with our tool at over 90% off. So for startups, imagine being able to use a tool that companies of 50, 100, 1,000 people are using for as little as probably like a couple of analytics tools that you're using, or maybe just don't go out to dinner one night. It's being able to use a marketing solution. And so we started this program about 18 months ago, meant really for early stage companies. And we have a couple of eligibility requirements. Just to give you an idea, we work now essentially all around the world, and we're meant for companies that are very early stage, companies that have less than $1 million in funding, less than $1 million in revenue, companies that are working with recent alumni of accelerators and incubators in the area. So I don't know if you guys work with, or are in WeWork or Techstars or Learn Launch or Idea. These are just some of the local ones that we work with. We work with over 150 to 200 accelerators at the moment. And at this point in time, you actually get to use HubSpot. It's 2 years discounted, and you actually get access to our entire suite of tools, all of our best practices in education. You get a private account manager to help you out with actually developing an online strategy. And you actually get weekly live webinars and office hours with consultants. So people like our founders, Dharmesh Shah or Brian Halligan, who are pretty notable in the space, they will actually be doing webinars for startups. They'll be providing content for you guys, literally learning from the experts in the industry. So lastly, just to give you a sense, you can get started now with HubSpot. Once again, it's $10,000 to $40,000 typically. You're getting it for as small as $80 a month. Then the second year, it actually renews at 50% off. So hopefully as you grow, you sort of can grow with HubSpot. And actually reduced our onboarding fee. It used to be $2,000. We're the only program in the entire office, essentially, that allows you to get started for only $500. So it's, in my opinion, a very meager amount for what it is we can help startups actually achieve. So if you guys are interested at all in sort of leveraging the tool, it's actually pretty simple. You just head to HubSpot.com/jumpstart, and you just go ahead and you can apply directly through the program. It actually gets routed right to myself. So either myself or my colleague John will just get in touch with you and let you know sort of whether or not you're a fit and how it is that we can help. And I also want to know, as startups, we understand that maybe you wouldn't be able to afford this. Here are a couple of links I would definitely recommend checking out. The first is our blog. We put out roughly about 3 blog posts a day on marketing and 3 on sales for typically inbound, what we say marketing or inbound sales, so things that I think a lot of startups should leverage. On startups.org, it's the blog by our CTO, Dharmesh Shah, who, as you guys might know, he's an angel investor in over 50 companies. He's currently running inbound.org with Rand Fishkin, who's created SEO Moz. So there's a lot of great information on both those 2 sites with free resources and free tips. And then lastly, I can go ahead and send this out to whoever's interested afterwards, but this is a slide share that is really about 150 slides on inbound marketing for startups. So it's a great free resource to go ahead and check out. So that, for the most part, was what I wanted to hit on. We developed this program really for you guys. I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any, whether it be about HubSpot generically or about the program. But I encourage all you guys to at least check it out and see whether or not it's something that you guys can take advantage of. So if anybody does have any questions, happy to answer. Or that was more or less my last slide. So yeah.
Question. So,
sure.
An absolute requirement is that you have to be in the incubator?
So that is a requirement. However, you'll actually find we actually work with a lot of workspaces or co-working spaces as well. As of this point in time, we do require, just because the program is still in its infancy, we do hope to grow it out for a lot of other seed stage companies. For example, we're looking to partner with maybe Rackspace or Amazon. So if you're like hosting with them, you'll have access to this program as well. So there are other areas that we're exploring too. Yeah.
Do you partner with accelerators out of the US?
So partners outside the US? Yeah, so we actually work with now Latin America, Canada, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and hopefully opening up Australia and sort of Asia Pacific in about 2 or 3 months. So we actually have, if you find that your accelerator is not listed, like don't fret, you'll actually have the opportunity of inputting your accelerator in, and you can apply on your behalf of your accelerator and get them approved. So certainly we work with, at this point in time, probably like 10 up in Canada, probably somewhere like 20 down in Latin America and Mexico. So definitely outside the US. Sure.
I don't know if you answered this, but
yeah.
What size organization do you need to be qualified for Jumpstart versus your regular program?
Sure. So actually, it's not employee size by any means. It's solely revenue and funding. So if you're less than $1 million in funding, and less than $1 million in revenue, then you're potentially eligible for the program. Yeah.
So what about bootstrap?
You're a fit. Yeah. Sure. All right, well, thanks, guys. Appreciate having me.
All right, so our next presenter is Lisa Murray, and she's from Trevi Communications. And she'll introduce herself.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. First time I've been in this particular workspace, so I'm really excited to be here. Before we get into who I am and the presentation, because the theme of tonight is free resources, essentially, I'm going to talk about how you all can get free media coverage. It's not necessarily simple, but there is a free tool out there that you can all take advantage of starting right now. So just to tell you a little bit about who we are, you may have seen in the invitation that I was announced as Lisa Murray, the principal of Murray Whalen Communications. That is my firm, but we've recently just rebranded as Trevi Communications, and that is just as of the first of the year. So I do have a partner and we have several employees. We're based on the North Shore of Boston, and we're kind of back in startup mode. So there's a lot of excitement in the office these days, completely rebranded. So what is it that we do? We essentially do marketing communications for B2B organizations. We do branding, we do marketing, content marketing, public relations, and social media. We do them really for startup organizations as well as professional service firms. And we like to focus on storytelling because we feel like every organization really has a story to tell, and it's unique.